it's your girl Tammy. Now, y'all know I had to drop in for a quick minute and talk about this Sheree and Sanya beef on RHOA after show. So if you haven't heard, basically RHOA does an after show after the episode. I think all of the Housewives shows are doing it currently, and they kind of talk with the cast about the scenes. This is obviously after the entire season's been shot. They come back and ask ladies to talk about the different scenes and how do they feel about the episode. And they've been premiering them. They've been doing really, really well with them. I personally find the after show to be slightly more entertaining than the current season, but that's just me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Anyway, our girl Sheree recently had a birthday party, for her, obviously for her birthday, and some of the ladies, not all, were there. So Marlo was in the house, so was Sanya, so was Courtney. I believe Candy was not invited. And I want to say Kenya wasn't invited as well. I'm not sure, but they just weren't present. And Cynthia was there. So it was thrown by her boo Martell, or her fake boo, should we say, because girl, we know that relationship is not real. Anyway, the fake couple had to get together for Sheree's birthday, and essentially it wasn't thrown by anybody else but the two of them. And at the birthday, at the end of the dinner, it was a birthday dinner, so the women came with their significant others or just solo. And at the end of the birthday dinner, Martell, gives a toast to Sheree, but then he also ends up on the back end side asking people who were attending the dinner to cash app him to pay for the dinner. The dinner was supposed to be $1,500. And so on the Bravo after show, they talked to Marlo, Sheree, and Sanya about it. It was a full-on mess. So as y'all know, through most of the season so far, I feel like, they've been trying to make Marlo, Sanya, and Sheree look like there's some type of friendship going on. Now, we know Sheree ain't nobody's friend. And essentially, this really seems to me, at least to me, more like an alliance than it is an actual friendship. Marlo needs people. She's not really messing with Kenya or Candy. They're not really messing with her. Drew is in the middle, so she doesn't really have anybody. Sonya's new. She, to me, has picked the wrong team to be on. Not even so much because Kenya or Candy have to be her fave, but just because any team that Sheree is on is the wrong team. And I just don't understand how she doesn't see that. And after this episode, it is clear that that's why she should see that. But for some reason, these three have been hanging tight as ever throughout this whole season. And this weird alliance has just turned into something awkward. And what was to me clearly shown in this after show was that they are really not friends. And it's only going to be a matter of time before Sheree stabs Sanya in the back. So as we know, Sheree has been in this fake faux relationship with Martell Holt. For those who do not know or have not ever watched anything outside of the Bravo Real Housewives of Atlanta show, previous producer on the show, Carlos King, has a show on OWN now. He has a series of shows on OWN, but one of them that's extremely popular is Love and Marriage Huntsville. Martell Holt comes from that show. He used to be married to a lady named Melody Sheree. She changed her name. She used to be Melody Holt. And they were married for about 12 years. And essentially, he cheated on her for like almost half of those years. He had a baby on her with some other woman. It was just very, very, very messy. He's a messy, messy dude. He's basically Community D. And so for some odd reason, him and Sheree all of a sudden came to some sort of connection via Carlos. And all of a sudden, they're now a couple. And we're supposed to believe this for the rest of this season. As we know, Sheree is horrible at picking men. She does not pick well, and she just never seems to get it right. She had Bob for the first couple of years of her life. Then she messing with Tyrone. In between that, it's just been loser after loser. She had that fake doctor one season. It just very much gives us Sheree is trash at picking relationships. And so essentially, she's been playing out this role with Martell, and they're on each other's shows, and Martell is supposed to be her boyfriend. Well, we all know, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, that Martell ain't got nothing going on. His wife was the brains of the operation, and he barely got a penny left to his name. He was trying to sue his wife for some child support by trying to take their kids and have them full time, so that way she had to pay him something, and he lost that bet. So now he's over here playing broke with Sheree, who don't like to pay no bills. And it finally came to a head with this birthday party. As I said before, Sheree don't know how to pick. I just want to touch on this, and I want y'all opinions down below. Why do we think Sheree has such a hard time picking men? She loves to say she's old and cold. She's smart. She's got all these things going on. But Sheree is horrible. Her radar is garbage when it comes to picking a mate. I don't understand how we get from Bob to the fake doctor to nobody to Tyrone and now to Martell. It's like Sheree is 50 and I feel like she's learned nothing about relationships. I just don't understand at this point why we're making some of the decisions that we're making on top of this. I just don't get how you go from the jailhouse to a brokey. Anyway, back to the scenario at hand. So essentially, when they're on the after show, the producer asks the ladies, and at this point, when I mean ladies, I do mean Sheree, Sanya, and Marlo because they were sitting together. He asked them a question about whether or not Sheree is uncomfortable because people are saying that essentially Martell is the one asked the women to cash app him at the end of the dinner to pay for the dinner. As I said before, the dinner was $1,500. Sheree and Sanya get into it essentially because Sanya says that she thought or assumed that Martell would be paying. Now, Marlo chimes in and says that she doesn't think Martell needs to pay because Sheree and Martell are new. They're a very new couple. They haven't been dating that long. She wouldn't anticipate that a man would pay. We know Marlo lying. Marlo is a gold digger. She has always been about her money. She's about being very much about that life. And I don't think Marlo would expect, I think Marlo would walk out the door if a man expected her to pay for anything. So we know she lying just to keep up with appearances. But Marlo essentially says that they are new, so she doesn't think she didn't expect Martell to pay. Now, Sheree says she doesn't appreciate anybody looking for Martell to pay because nobody really bought her gifts anyway. And Sanya indicated that she did kind of, she didn't get anything for Sheree, but she's gotten things for her in the past. And Sheree feels like it's trifling to ask somebody to pay for a meal. One, because her and this man haven't dated long enough. And two, because nobody really bought her a top-notch gift. Marlo then proceeds to say that she did get Sheree something for like $400. Sheree says she doesn't remember. And Sanya chimes in and says, look, I understand Marlo's point that y'all haven't been dating that long, but I did think Martell would pay. And then Sheree proceeds to go off and starts arguing with her back and forth. And that's when it kind of got heated because then she starts to say that basically your man, because Ross, Sanya's husband, was also in attendance, should not be expecting for his wife to be paid for by some other man anyway at dinner. And nobody else's man has ever paid for me. And Sanya points out that, look, I had you at Ross's birthday party and I am paid for the whole event. So everybody got paid for. We didn't ask you for a dime out your pocket. And Sheree says, well, I throw events too. And I don't understand how that's different because I pay for my events and my events, you've been there. They're top notch. And I pay for everything. Now, we know Sheree don't like to pay nobody. And we know Sheree always coming back with bills owed and unpaid tweets and somebody blasting her by the end of the season. So we need to get some verified checks proven or something, some cash app receipt showing Sheree been paying the vendors this year, honey, because the season ain't over yet. And I guarantee by the end of the season, somebody's going to come out and say that Sheree did not pay them. But anyway, Sanya goes into the fact that she would be, if she was at dinner with Ross, then she would expect Ross to pay for everybody. And it just depends. She also mentioned briefly, but Sheree is talking over her because when she started lying, she started mumbling all of a sudden. She says that when they went to dinner for Candy or for Todd recently, Candy and Todd paid for the whole thing. They didn't ask anybody to have a dime out of their pocket. And it just goes into a weird back and forth. It very much gave you Africa when Marlo and Sheree was like, it was turning into that. And Sanya was really trying to speak effectively with Sheree, but once Sheree don't feel like you getting on her side about something, she started talking with Marlo. It was super rude. I actually kind of felt bad for Sanya because she was making very good points. And she even acknowledges that Sheree turned into a complete child at that point. So it was very fiery for what was supposed to just be the after show comments. And essentially it got down to the fact that Sheree just feels like nobody should have had to pay for anything and that Sanya didn't even bring her a gift. And Sanya points out that, look, you're not a fifth. I found out about this the day before. You're not 5 years old. I shouldn't have to run and go get you a gift at the last minute. Now, this I will say. If you show up to a birthday dinner and you're not going to pay, bring something, Sanya. Don't show up empty-handed. Tell me I'm just going to enjoy the food and say happy birthday to you. Girl, we real grown. You could have got her a gift card from anywhere. You can get a gift card from the gas station. But you could have got her a gift card from anywhere really quickly if you were going to show up. Finding out the day before is enough time to get somebody something. And if you got them a card with a $400 Gucci gift card, these girls love to play that they live in these luxury lives and live in these fabulous lives. You can throw events and parties and galas, and you couldn't afford to get her a little something because some of the people did show up with a gift that came. Had Kenya and Candy been there, they both would have showed up with a gift for Sheree. That just goes to show you. But Drop that in the comments. Let me know. Tell me what y'all think about this situation. How do y'all feel about birthday dinners? This comes up a lot more than ever, I feel like, online, about people having their apprehension about going to these events because they feel like it's such a forced situation. And a lot of people feel like it's becoming more stressful to do that. I'm going to do a separate video about that topic in general, but let me know what y'all think about this situation. Personally, for me, I kind of I don't really agree if you are the person that has the birthday dinner. So I feel like if you're the person who invites people to come to your birthday dinner, or if your man or whoever your partner is throwing you an event or birthday event, I feel like they should not anticipate other people to pay. I feel like they should be paying for the dinner. And it was only $1,500. Sheree stayed wearing Gucci, Lucci, and Poochie and swear Martell ain't broke. So I don't know why he couldn't afford it. But I feel like if your partner and you throw the event, your partner should expect your partner should cover the bill. But I do feel like if it's you and your girlfriends, normally what me and my girlfriends do, if it's one of our birthdays, then we'll probably cover the bill for the birthday girl, or we'll split the bill for like the whole table, or some people will pay for the drinks and somebody else will pay for the food. We sort of do that. If it's your partner throwing you a birthday party, I feel like they should cover the bill. Let me know what y'all think. How do y'all do birthday dinners? How do y'all do birthday parties? Is it just becoming too anxious of a culture? Are all these events running your wallet dry? Let me know what y'all think. Drop down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, like the video so we can get more love and I can throw out more of these videos as much as y'all like. Let me know how much y'all like this video. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.